March 21st, 1925. Memory returns as girl sees her picture in paper. School teacher had been missing a month, was employed as domestic. Betty Jean Britt, pretty young schoolteacher of Warren, Ohio, formerly of Polk, Nebraska, is speeding homeward after spending the greater part of the last 5 weeks in this city not knowing who she was or where she lived. A victim of amnesia, in the opinion of her friends, Miss Britt's disappearance on February the 13th last was the object of a wide and systematic search. She was not located, however, nor her identity established until yesterday, when the sight of her picture published in a newspaper brought back her memory with a rush, and she declared herself to be Betty Britt of Warren. Miss Britt was accompanied on her homeward trip by her brother-in-law and her sister, Reverend D.C. Troxell, and his wife of Hiram, Ohio, who had hurried to Pittsburgh upon learning Miss Britt had been found. A Warren detective and the superintendent of schools there also accompanied the party. Miss Britt walked into a police station in Albany yesterday and said she was the missing teacher, then told the story of her restored memory. "Like a flash," she said. "When I saw my picture in a newspaper, my memory returned and I knew who I was. Then I came to the police station to further establish my identity." At the time she regained her memory, Miss Britt was working as a domestic at the home of Mitchell B. DeGroot in a fashionable section of Pittsburgh. There, it was said, she had given her name as Leslie Lake and said that she had come from Kansas City, where she had been a patient in a hospital. No trace of such a person could be found in the Kansas City hospitals, and the impression grew here that the young woman was suffering from loss of memory. Miss Britt's mind was a blank, she said, as to preceding events from the time she was about to take a bus in Warren for Hiram, Ohio. She had no recollection of how or when she reached Pittsburgh. Since her disappearance, schools have joined in a systematic search for her.